Everybody knows that the Thanksgiving story where the Pilgrims came over, they invited the Indians in, and that was the first Thanksgiving, and Americans celebrated it ever since. That's a nice story, but it's not true. It is true that certainly there was an event that occurred in 1621 in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and these colonists did invite American Indians to it, but it wasn't a Thanksgiving. They didn't consider it a Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving wasn't celebrated thereafter. In the first real holiday that we can think of as Thanksgiving was emerged in the late 18th century, when New Englanders decided they wanted to have a family holiday together after the harvest was in the fall, and therefore they were going to have a new one called Thanksgiving. Now, it started in New England for a very good reason, and that is New Englanders, many of them were Puritans, and they didn't celebrate Christmas. So they needed a holiday in the fall. Thanksgiving was that holiday, and so Thanksgiving holiday emerged out of those things. But it really wasn't until the mid-19th century that Thanksgiving became a national holiday. The reason for that was Sarah Josepha Hale, a writer. She wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb. She was a novelist. One of the things that she wrote was about Thanksgiving in New England, and when she became editor of Godey's magazine, by far the most important ladies magazine in the 19th century, she engaged in a campaign to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. She finally succeeded in 1863 when President Lincoln declared it to be a national holiday. And we have celebrated Thanksgiving ever since. Early Thanksgiving dinners had 20 or 30 different parts to them, and the centerpiece might have been a pot pie, or might have been some beef, it might have been a chicken, or it could have been a turkey. But over time, the Thanksgiving dinner became a family affair, and one of the cheapest meats in the late 18th, early 19th century, and one of the cheapest meats today is turkey. And so turkey's big, feeds a lot of people, it's inexpensive, and so it became the centerpiece, and it really wasn't the centerpiece until mid-19th century, and it's remained there ever since. So you have the turkey being a central part of a Thanksgiving meal, and you have side dishes out there, and each immigrant group has brought in their own side dishes. So for historically, all of us would have had, had to have had a little dressing or stuffing. We had to have had a little sweet potatoes and whatnot, but Chinese groups now bring in and they put in their own side dishes to them. Turkey's in the middle, but the side dishes are over there and they're Chinese. Or Mexican Americans have introduced tacos and frijoles and other side dishes on there to their Thanksgiving dinner as well. So you have this wonderful tradition of a Thanksgiving dinner which starts in one place, goes national, and each new immigrant group coming in adds their own part to their meal, and so they retain their heritage and at the same time celebrate with every other American this wonderful national holiday.